When Windows 10 reaches its end of support on October 14, 2025, several important implications will occur. No more security updates. After this date, Microsoft will no longer release monthly security updates for Windows 10. This means that any vulnerabilities or security issues discovered will remain unpatched, potentially exposing users to security risks. Stability and compatibility. While the existing version, currently 22H2, will continue to receive security updates, there won't be any new feature updates or enhancements. Users will need to consider upgrading to a newer operating system for continued stability and compatibility with modern software and hardware. Limited support. Although official support ends, some organizations or individuals may choose to pay for extended support. However, this is typically expensive and not recommended for most users. Migration to a newer OS. To ensure ongoing security and access to new features, users should plan to migrate to a newer operating system. Windows 11 is the natural successor to Windows 10, offering an updated interface, improved performance, and enhanced security features. Remember that keeping your operating system up to date is crucial for maintaining a secure and efficient computing environment. Regularly updating your software helps protect your data and ensures a smoother user experience. Microsoft strongly suggests and recommends that users of Windows 10 purchase a Windows 11 compatible computer in order to continue receiving crucial updates and bug fixes. Alternatively, you may be able to switch to another operating system, such as Mac OS or Linux. However, given that both Mac and Linux lack a lot of software compared to Windows, migrating to another operating system may not be the best option for you. However, your current PC does not meet the minimum requirements to run Windows 11, and you do not want to get rid of it. Linux might be a great way to revive that PC and extend its lifespan. If you do decide to switch to Linux, be sure to check out distrowatch.com. This site has all the well-known and lesser-known Linux distributions, and you can see what each distro has, in terms of features, functionality, etc. There are many beginner-friendly Linux distributions you can choose from, including Ubuntu, Zorin OS, Elementary OS, Pop OS, Peppermint OS, Linux Mint, and there are so many other great distributions out there. However, I will not tell you which is best or which one you should use, as this greatly depends on your specific needs, wants, and preferences. Also, be sure to read the minimum hardware requirements of your chosen distro before installing it, and try it out in a live environment, to ensure that everything works as expected on your system. After Windows 10 reaches end of support, there will be no more security updates, bug fixes, and general updates and improvements for that version of Windows, but Microsoft is offering an extended support program that will run until 2028, so if you want to continue using Windows 10 but not be faced with the security risks of doing so, you may want to consider this. However, Microsoft says that the price will double each year, for the course of 3 years, which likely means that the costs of getting these updates is far more than what they are worth, and many might not want to go down this route either, as it's probably the most expensive path to go down. Your only other option is to purchase compatible hardware that is certified to run Windows 11, and there is no more installing Windows 11 on unsupported hardware. Microsoft just introduced a new POP-CNT requirement, that basically means that if Windows 11 cannot detect that your PC or laptop has the POP-CNT module in it, Windows 11 will refuse to boot up, so there is no more installing Windows 11 on unsupported hardware. Those days are gone for good. It looks like you will have to see what best suits you. You can continue to use Windows 10 after it stops getting security updates, bug fixes, etc., but the increased risk of getting infected with malware skyrockets dramatically. Ransomware is an ongoing threat that seems to be getting more and more popular, so using an out-of-date operating system, with such threats, would be idiotic and stupid to say the least, but some people do not have any choice in the matter. They might not have money for a new PC capable of running Windows 11. People all over the world struggle to make ends meet, so why is Microsoft making it so hard for us to have a new operating system that really is nothing more than a remastered Windows 10, with some new fancy features and improvements? If Microsoft wants to keep their position as the number one player in the operating system battlefield, they will need to cut back on the minimum hardware requirements, remove the dirty data collection tactics, and stop forcing us to update or upgrade, whenever they want us to update or upgrade our systems. And please stop promoting Linux as a Windows alternative. Linux is not the solution to Windows going end of life. Since when have we had a massive number of users go to Linux after a Windows release goes end of life? Never. That's right, never. Linux only appeals to tech enthusiasts, hobbyists, nerds, geeks, etc. It is not for the average person, and the worst part is, most people are not that literate when it comes to technology, and Linux is all about being tech literate. So why would you want those people to go and use something that requires expertise, knowledge, and power? Linux is not Windows and vice versa, so can you please stop promoting Linux, any Linux distro, as a viable alternative to Windows, because when you're doing that, all you're doing is a disservice to both the Windows and Linux communities, and that's not cool at all. Stop telling Windows users they need to switch to Linux, because Linux ain't gonna cut the mustard for 99.999% of Windows users. Remember, Linux lacks a lot of major software and hardware support, which can make it more difficult to accomplish the same tasks. For example, if you solely rely on Adobe products, there is no free and open source equivalent to the entire Adobe suite. Sure, there are things like GIMP which are a Photoshop replacement of sorts, but even then, if you need a specific feature or function from Photoshop, GIMP is going to be of absolutely no use to you whatsoever. The same goes for Office suites. If you rely on Microsoft Office, you cannot make do with LibreOffice, or any of those free Office suites. So stop advertising Linux as a Windows alternative, because it is anything but a viable alternative to Windows, at least for the majority of PC users. But now, that's it, for another video. If you have enjoyed what you have seen here, please hit the subscribe button, give my video a thumbs up, and hit the notification icon, so you do not miss out on any new videos. See you next video. Bye for now.